basically a bit about me, why I'm sharing what I'm sharing today. So as I said, a couple of brain blips along the way, one a car accident and then encephalitis and meningitis. And from the car accident, or we think it was a car accident, I had a few other things growing up. I had quite a lot of damage to my neck, so my neck sort of would sit forward as opposed to nice curvy. And after my car accident, sort of about once a year, I'd have this sort of thing where I'd just be paralysed from the neck down. And it would last a day or two or three, but I would often end up in hospital with it. But they said there was nothing I could do. It was just going to get worse, happen more often, happen more frequently, the pain become more intense. And after I then had the meningitis and encephalitis after that. And I had to start becoming a lot more aware of things because I basically have migraine 24/7 and there was very little I could do. Chronic fatigue and memory loss and all sorts. So I had to learn how to stop being the person that was a 70-hour-a-week worker and OCD with cleaning and social and all of that, and learn how to slow down, which I need to do right now. But in that slowing down process, my neck went again and ended up back in the hospital. And then again, them saying there's nothing that you can do. And so being the person I was, because I'm a bit of a tell me I'm not going to do it, watch me person, I went home and I started feeling my toes. And I basically just spent time feeling my toes, and then over months just spent more time learning how to feel into my body and become aware of my body. And through doing that, I learned how we've got so many different connections. Everything connects within our body. And if we learn to, sort of like if you imagine it like a blind person with a 3D maze, where you blindfold it, and it's like you're just learning to navigate what's inside. You can't see it, you don't necessarily know where it is or what's happening there, but you're finding your way through it. And the more you repeat those processes, the more fluid you become with it and the more aware of your body you become. For me, it changed so many different things. Things like even, I hope don't mind me saying, my periods went from being crazy to now I know when I'm going to have a bleed, so I just go to the bathroom because I've become a lot more aware of everything within me. And so basically last year I had a lot going on and I stopped doing feeling into my body. I stopped that process for about a month to 6 weeks. I don't really remember how long, but it was wild. And each day I was very aware, you can't keep doing this, you've got to do something. But I was in a bit of a, just totally unmotivated. I don't know if everyone remembers last year it didn't stop raining. And so it was just like, it was hard to get yourself motivated. And then ultimately I woke up one day and my neck was just, I can't describe the pain. It was hell. Paola was here luckily there to come and help me, and went to the hospital a couple of times that week. Unfortunately I don't respond, well unfortunately, I don't respond to pain relief. So I've had to learn a lot of my own ways and techniques of how to manage pain, which I see as a really beautiful gift. But it didn't give me much relief at that time. I ended up with a couple cortisone, and so basically I've got 3 of the vertebrae are compressing my spinal cord, but one of them's compressing it to more than 50%. So it's like fully going into it. So it creates quite a lot of pain. I couldn't step properly. Yoko was there to help me as well. I went to see Yoko, she was amazing. And but yeah, it was all sorts. 2 weeks of not sleeping, a week of not eating, vomiting, just sheer pain all the time. And I slowly, very little increments, started listening back to my body. And the more I did that, the better I got. And now I'm in a position that I'm like, yes! And I feel amazing. And I still have days like yesterday where I did my neck at a point, and then because I get sensory overload to light and sound, we had lights on and stuff, and I triggered my neck and it just sort of spiraled. So I still have things like that. I can't run or struggle carrying a bag. There's still so much I'm able to do. I can do it, but then I'll feel it afterwards. But that just requires a bit of extra nurture, which we do with anything, you know. When we want to achieve something, we just have to make sure that we're putting in all of the right ingredients, and that includes ourselves. And sometimes we might want to see a shift in our life or our bodies, and it requires that little bit of extra me, a little bit of bringing it back into the self and going, you know what, if I really want to see this shift, I am the only person here that is going to make that happen. Because we can go to doctors for certain things, we can go to different people for certain things, and we can be facilitated in beautiful ways. But unless we get ourselves there, unless we put in the effort, we are the only ones accountable for us. And through simple practices that we're going to run through today, you can learn different ways to listen to your body. Because the techniques I'm going to teach, I'm not teaching any techniques. I'm just bringing an awareness to what's possible when you listen to yourself. Because all of our bodies are different. All of our physical experiences, our muscle memory, everything is different about us. And so we don't necessarily just have one way, one technique that's going to work. All I'm doing today is bringing an awareness to you, for you to bring an awareness to yourself of what is possible if you do that. And I mean, I spend like 5 minutes in the morning now just doing a quick check-in, like where's everything at, anything that's a niggle, and if there is, I put a little bit more nurture into that. And then in the afternoon, I do probably like 5 to 10 minutes of extra body work, and then about 5 to 10 minutes of balance. And just by doing that little bit each day, for me, if I don't do it, I notice it. A day, I'll be aware. 2 days, I'm feeling it. 3 days, you're like, what are you doing? Why aren't you doing this? It makes such a profound difference. And it's just simple techniques, it's simple tools, it's just awareness, basically. And so today, we're just going to basically touch on some of what's possible. And because we all have different ways of doing things that will resonate with us. So for me, I started in a very practical manner, like, okay, feel your feet, do this, do that. I then went on to, because an interest of mine is consciousness and energy, but not so much from a spiritual side, more from a quantum energy side, and it's real. Energy is a very real vibration, it's tangible. And so I started using intention into my body and recognizing how much our language carries a vibration. So when we use our language and we bring that vibration within our physical being as well, how that can amplify the growth and the shifts. And then I spend a lot of my time just staring out to the ocean. It's the sort of only time my brain's not in pain, if you know what I mean. It's not so much thoughts, it's like physical shocks, I guess. So I can just stare out to the ocean, and that's my desensitize, my time. But through that I've spent a lot of time in nature. I can't really use screens anymore. I can, but to get through, but they hurt. Hi! Thank you so much for coming. Sorry. And what was I talking about? Screens. Thank you. And nature. And so then I started using sort of nature as a way to integrate some of that movement and music and all the different things, and became aware of there's just every day I still learn something new from my body. I'll learn a new movement, or I'll do something different, and it's exciting because you never stop learning from your body. It never stops giving you new things if you allow yourself to just attune yourself with it and bring presence to it. And so what I'm going to share today will be different techniques in different ways but hopefully one of them might resonate with you or sort of go along the journey that I went on if we don't run out of time and I stop talking. Yeah, but then you can see what resonates with you the most and you can take away what you want to, or nothing, if nothing.